Hello, Tallahassee, and welcome to the Thursday edition of FSU Weather. We've got a nice, beautiful sunset for us outside of Doak Campbell Stadium, 6 to 1 p.m. We've got some nice clouds here. Almost looks like a painting. It's very beautiful tonight. And we've got nice temperatures to go along with it. Currently 78 degrees and partly cloudy. Winds only a little bit variable, about from the south at 7 miles per hour. So an enjoyable night for us tonight. Only a little bit of rain in the area, nothing severe. Maybe a small, intense shower over the Apalachicola National Forest area. But it looks that's not even going to make it to the Tallahassee region. So for us in tonight, it's going to be just a little partly cloudy, but no rain for us to talk about. Only winds from the west-northwest at about 6 miles per hour, so pretty beautiful conditions. And tomorrow, it's going to be just a little bit warmer than it was previously at 81 and partly cloudy, but overall, not looking at too terribly bad of a day. So we've seen a cold front. When is the next one? Well, we've got one coming up soon. We're going to talk about some more sunshine ahead and the homecoming weekend forecast. All this and more on your edition of FSU Weather tonight on Thursday.
That's right. Thanks, Robert, for that awesome intro. I'm going to start you guys off with your local forecast here. Currently, right now over Doak Campbell Stadium, there's that sunset looking really nice. There is that intense shower that Robert mentioned before off to the left there on the left side of your screen. That won't be heading towards the Tallahassee area, but it could get the southern part of our viewing area as it does traverse off to the east. Currently 78 right now, partly cloudy over the stadium right now, but that should set up for a nice sunset in our future here. Generally over the southeast right now, not a whole lot of intense showers, but there are a few showers populating places in Georgia. Same thing for the western half of the panhandle of Florida, and also into Alabama as well. Those showers are working their way off to the east. Not a whole lot, like I said, in the way of rain, but there is that one intense shower just to the south of Tallahassee that'll slide off to the south as it traverses off to the east. Temperatures right now is generally sitting in the upper 70s, so nice and comfy out there. Not too muggy either, as we see on the dew points. Well, maybe a little bit muggier as we work our way west with that 70-degree dew point in Quincy right now. So that oppressive humidity maybe taking another shot at getting in here over the next few hours or so. And as for winds, really light and variable around the whole region. We do have that southerly component, so that's helping to raise our dew points once again into that oppressive zone, which is not the most comfortable thing in the world. But those clouds will persist overnight tonight and through much of the day tomorrow. They will try and burn off, as you see here, to the later half of the day tomorrow, so that'll be nice as well. Maybe a pop-up shower, especially west of town. As I said, tomorrow, clouds will persist throughout the beginning part of the day, but that sun will try and peek its head through those clouds in the early afternoon tomorrow with those nice high temperatures tomorrow. High temperature, as I said, of 83 tomorrow, generally staying in the low to mid 80s throughout much of the week, or the next 5 days rather, working our way into next week. And you can see here just off to the side, there may be a little bit of a cold front coming in towards the later half of next week. Those highs will dip down into the mid 70s with that thunderstorm threat returning for Thursday. And now I'm going to hand things off to Jen, who's going to take a look at Florida.
Yes, thank you so much, Evan. Thank you for that local. Here we'll be looking at our Florida forecast. For our temperatures of the Florida Peninsula, we're looking at a nice 78 here in Tallahassee. Similar temperatures all around. We look pretty low compared to the rest of the state, though we're still in some warm temperatures at mid to low 80s. Looking at our dew point for Florida, here 63 in Tallahassee, pretty muggy I'd say. My hair tends to frizz up once I walk out the door, but in Pensacola we are very lucky that we are not reaching that 70 dew point that they have. Key West, looking at a muggy 72 dew point, pretty bad, though in Miami a nice 69, still pretty muggy. For our satellite and radar, here we're seeing some slight storms go across the Tallahassee area. That'll be through Panama City about Fort Walton Beach, but not too much for us to worry about here in Tallahassee, as hopefully those will dissipate before they reach us. For the rest of the state, not too much precipitation. As you see, mostly a lot of cloud coverage going through. Looking further down to the south of Florida, like I said, not much precipitation our way, just some interference with the radar, but not too much rain going on, just clouds for us down here in my hometown of Miami. Going a little bit further north into central Florida, here, same situation, just some ground clutter, clouds going through, but no precipitation, so feel free to head out. Maybe do a road trip down to Lake Okeechobee because you won't be seeing much rain throughout that area. Going a little further north here, like I said, same thing. We're having similar conditions all the way through the peninsula. Just a lot of clouds, no precipitation. You got some clear skies your way. Here we have much more fun weather conditions for you all. Here in Panama City, we're having some rain crossing through East Point down there by the coast, so a lot more rain going through that way, though Tallahassee area where we are, it'll dissipate before then. For our Florida forecast in my hometown of Miami, we have a nice low to mid 80s going through the weekend. Sadly, some thunderstorms coming your way. It should be pretty hot, pretty muggy, and pretty rainy. Over in Tampa, we're looking a little bit warmer at 89 and 90 through the weekend. Slight chance of rain through. In Orlando, similar temperatures, still pretty warm. Like I said, slight chance of rain. Upper 80s all the way through. In Jacksonville, similar temperatures, mid to upper 80s all the way through. A slight chance of rain, but pretty sunny all the way through the weekend. And finally, going into Pensacola, up in the Panhandle, we're at low to mid 80s all the way through. Tonight's forecast, we're at a low of 58 in Tallahassee. We're at a high of 85. And that'll be it for Florida's forecast. Passing it off to Evan.
That's right, thanks, Jen. So I'm going to give you guys a more general view of the southeast region. Right now you can see temperatures are actually fairly comfortable out right now, generally sitting in the upper 70s, especially on the eastern half of the southeast region, working off to the west, maybe a little bit warmer in places in Louisiana and also Mississippi as well. Looking at your dew points, pretty comfortable, maybe a little bit on the muggy side, generally sitting in the mid-60s generally around the whole area. You might actually have to break out some chapstick for how dry it is in Little Rock right now, 43-degree dew point. That's definitely very dry conditions there. I would actually prefer that to the mugginess we experience around here. There it is on the water vapor. You can see that dry air. There's some little pop-up thunderstorms, looks like, traversing their way off to the east in Tennessee. And you can see around here in Florida that water vapor is much more pronounced, especially with that heavier downpour that I indicated earlier on the local forecast, sitting right there just to the south of Tallahassee. As for winds, not really a whole lot around the region, maybe a little gusty coming out of the north and northwest, off in Little Rock and Shreveport right now, but generally winds are light and variable, maybe also a little gusty in Charleston and Jacksonville as well, with that southerly component ushering in more moisture throughout the area there. As for your satellite radar, there are those pop-up thunderstorms working their way through Tennessee right now, and there's that little shower headed just south of Tallahassee, but generally not a whole lot of intense activity out there. So if you are looking in these regions in maybe South Carolina, Tennessee, make sure you have your rain jacket and umbrella, but don't prepare for anything too severe, as those downpours should be moving off quickly towards the east. And for today's storm outlook, there's that marginal risk of severe weather, so definitely be on alert for some of those showers to be traversing their way into your area, but it doesn't look like anything will be very intense, as we've seen in like the tornadoes that we saw in Oklahoma just last week. As for tomorrow's storm outlook, that marginal risk really shrinks up and just concentrates on the eastern half of North Carolina. So if you're maybe working to go to the Outer Banks, definitely make sure you're prepared there with your umbrella and rain jacket. And as for day 3 storm outlook, just that marginal risk exists near Wichita up there, and maybe a general risk down in the Miami area. As for the future radar, there are those storms working their way off towards the east. They'll dissipate overnight tonight, and generally a clear day throughout the entire southeast tomorrow. Maybe a little pop-up showers along the coast, but not a lot to worry about there. There's some heavier showers up there in just north of Arkansas. As for tonight's forecast, generally a comfortable night around the whole area. Lows are generally in the mid-60s around the immediate Tallahassee area, but cooling off as we work our way towards the west and also inland. Cooler temperatures will exist there. As for highs tomorrow, generally a comfortable day as well, generally sitting in the mid-80s and also in the mid-70s as you work your way towards the west. And now I'm going to hand things off to Melissa for a look at the tropics.
Made it to Wanda. We have one more storm left in this season, and looking at some nice, not so bad conditions, areas to watch, currently none. Looking at a pretty clear Atlantic, nothing to worry about right now, but we're not at the end of the season yet. There is still potential for us to see those tropical storms and cyclones popping up once again, so be on the lookout. We may make Wanda this year, hopefully we'll see that, but as of right now, back in 2005 to this day was when Hurricane Wilma made landfall over the Yucatan Peninsula with sustained winds of 150 miles per hour, the most intense tropical cyclone in the Atlantic basin. And that's pretty impressive, but it didn't stop there. Hurricane Wilma continued off and made landfall again near Naples on October 24th with 125 mile per hour winds, the fifth major hurricane to hit Florida in 19 months back in 2005. Which is pretty impressive, but hopefully we won't see that before the end of the season. But we do have that list of supplemental names in case we have a lot more storms popping up, like Adria and Braylon as the first two on that supplemental list. But once again, we do still have Wanda to look out for. But we're now going to take it back over to Tallahassee to take a look for what's in store for the rest of our homecoming week.
Yes, thank you so much, Melissa, for that look at the tropics. I know I was not alive in 2005 for Wilma, but maybe some of our audience was. Here at the Sportsplex near us where the IMs are played, pretty cloudy overall, though pretty sunny, not too much precipitation going on at all, no rain at all. St. George Island looking extremely beautiful. I know, I wish I was down there. Panama City, cloudy as well. Lake Bradford, similar. Beautiful sun coming through, but still clouds covering the sky. Currently, we're looking at a 78 degrees here in Doak Campbell Stadium. You can see that sunset peeking through just slightly, but still lots of cloud coverage going on, mostly cloudy. For our satellite and radar, we are seeing those small showers go through the Panama City, Fort Walton Beach area, but hopefully they will dissipate before they reach us here in Tallahassee. For our dew points, we're at a 63 here in Tallahassee. Pretty muggy, I'd say, but Quincy looking a little bit worse. Down there in Perry, 63, Thomasville, 64, same in Valdosta. Looking at our temps here in Tallahassee, we're at a nice 78, 79 in Quincy, similar temperatures, 81 in Perry, 80 in Valdosta, upper to low 80s all the way through the Big Bend area. For our heat index, so what it's truly feeling like. It's feeling like 80 degrees here in Tallahassee. Similar temperatures all around, 82 down there in Perry. Look, not too bad. It could be worse, though for fall, we wish it was something else. I know I do. Panama City Beach, we're looking at 83 degrees, sunny, high UV, so feel free to get that tan. For our dog walk forecast, feel free to walk the dog early in the morning. Looking at the week ahead, we are having some gorgeous temperatures all the way through. And here is Jonathan with our homecoming segment.
So taking a closer look at homecoming, the first thing you might notice as I'm walking onto the screen is that I am wearing this funny little white sash. I am incredibly excited to be a member of our fall 2021 FSU homecoming court, representing FSU weather in our meteorology department. So what better time to go ahead and look at our forecast for the weekend. So tomorrow for the homecoming parade, hope I'll see some of my friends there from the meteorology department and other places around campus. At 2 p.m., we'll be seeing temperatures at about 83, mostly sunny and not a lot of breeze, which that is a positive trend as compared to what we saw earlier in the week where there were a few pop-up rain chances. However, we here in the FSU Weather Studios are thinking that it will be mostly sunny and those rain chances are going away. But as we head into the evening tomorrow, make sure you're in the Tuck, the Civic Center, for Homecoming Live at 8 p.m. Mostly clear conditions outside, so it's gorgeous to walk from either St. Augustine or Call Parking Street Garage. Do not park at the Civic Center. Unfortunately, that parking lot will be closed with calm conditions and perfect temperatures. The perfect night to come out and see me, Group Love, and others in the Civic Center. Moving ahead towards your game day, 9 a.m. on Saturday, it's going to be 65 degrees, which we haven't had tailgate weather like that yet. So it's really starting to get into your fall football weather Saturday with 65-degree temperatures, sun, and a little bit of a chill. And then unfortunately, the game is a noon game, but those temperatures will be warming up, and hopefully our football team will be warming up with them as they play UMass kicking off at noon. You will be able to see me and our fantastic marching chiefs go down the center of the field at halftime. We really hope to see you all there. Speaking of the marching chiefs, they do have a 5K this weekend at 9 a.m. on Saturday. Perfect running weather. If you're a marching chiefs alumni and you're in town for homecoming, that 5K, the run, 68 degrees, sunny, calm winds. It is perfect running weather. And then here's a look at your extended homecoming weekend forecast. For Friday, the first day of festivities, going to see a high of about 85. Notice we do have some clouds in the forecast, and that is because of that chance of a pop-up shower. But as we head into Saturday for game day, beautiful sunshiny skies. And then Sunday, if you want to get brunch with your parents while they're still in town, 85 degrees and sunny. And for more, here is Robert.
Right, we are going to take another look at weather around the country. Of course, and we're all excited to go to homecoming, see what we have here. We're going to take a little bit look outside of the Tallahassee area, Winslow Township in New Jersey, a cool city in New Jersey, a little bit near Philadelphia. And right now we have good temperatures for you guys right now, mostly in the 60s, getting a little more towards 70 in Philadelphia, and a little cooler towards the coast as you get towards Atlantic City and Ocean City. But across the region, pretty good for our highs right now, pretty seasonable for us in that region. So also looking at our dew points, we're seeing, again, fairly seasonable dew points, a little bit more muggy as you get towards the coast in Atlantic City with a 61. But as you make your way back towards the Philly metro area and towards Winslow, Vineland, Bridgeton, all in the low 50s there. So not too uncomfortable for all of you in that part of New Jersey. And on the satellite, nice and clear conditions for you guys. So not really seeing a lot of major thunderstorms or anything that's going to make your commute a little bit harder tonight. So really looking at very nice conditions for today, seeing these beautiful temperatures coming in, no real storms to worry about. The major storm concern is for areas west into central Pennsylvania, seeing even a moderate risk as we make our way towards Ohio, where there actually are several tornado warnings active a few minutes ago. I don't know if they're still active at the moment, and one of them was confirmed. But for this area, not seeing anything close to that. You're all seeing beautiful, clear conditions and no storms to worry about. Seeing the future radar, might see a pop-up shower make its way towards Philadelphia and another maybe pop-up shower or two towards as we get into the Friday hours, and some high clouds making their way in. But overall, no major weather activity that we're going to see over tonight and tomorrow. 56 south wind from 5 to 10 miles per hour, so a little bit gusty, but nice and cool. Fall-like temperatures, beautiful for us in Winslow, New Jersey. And your day planner forecast for tomorrow, it's going to be just a little bit partly cloudy into sunny conditions, seeing 60s for us there. So for the day ahead, going to be a nice day to go out around, walk your dog, take in these beautiful, nice conditions throughout the day, not even making it up to 70. Beautiful. I know for us here in Tallahassee, you like that. It's a little more climatologically mean here in Winslow, but I'm sure you guys aren't complaining either because still absolutely nice conditions with 69 as our high there for Friday. 65 and 66 for our 3-day forecast, rounding it out for a very nice week here. Seeing our lows going to be in the 50s, so 56 on Friday, going to be a little bit cooler as we get into Saturday and Sunday, 50 and 42. 42 actually for our low temperature between Saturday and Sunday. So We're going to see these nicer conditions give a little bit way to cooler conditions as we make our way into the weekend. Cloudy, a little bit cloudy throughout, but mostly sunny conditions for us in Winslow. So again, as I'm saying, not really any major weather patterns that we're looking at here, just very nice conditions. So again, take all this in, enjoy this weekend, go out on a little trip, take your dogs out, take your cats out. Again, beautiful conditions for us in Winslow, New Jersey. Now I'm going to pass things off back locally with Melissa.
Thanks, Robert. We're actually going to take a look at the rest of the nation right now. Well, New Jersey's having some nice weather. Some of the other parts of the country aren't looking so nice, and we'll get to that here in a minute. Current temperature 67 in Salt Lake City, seeing 60s across much of the northwest and the southwest as well. Moving over towards central U.S., we're seeing highs in the 80s, including down here in the south, 86 in New Orleans, 78 in Tallahassee. And for current dew points, half of the country is dry, and half of us are still sitting with our green thumb out here. Currently 40 in Salt Lake City. Over in the south, in the southeast, 63 in Tallahassee and 68 in New Orleans. So once again, seeing those dew points in the hotter areas, not making things very comfortable. For upper level water vapor, you see some drier areas moving into Tallahassee, hopefully sticking with us for this weekend and giving us some nice conditions for that game, kill that humidity a little bit. And moving over to the west, you can see that low pressure system that is starting to move its way into Portland, bringing around that rainfall, and also a cold front coming through. See that cold front right there? Hopefully helping that drought out a little bit in San Francisco and other places out west. The conditions have improved, but it's still an ongoing issue, but the system is expected to help with that. Meanwhile, over towards the east, looking at a cold front pushing its way towards Tallahassee, cooling off hopefully a little bit in the coming days, but we'll have to see. As for active alerts, quite a few going on right now. Up in the northeast, we do have an active tornado warning, so if you're in that area, make sure you're aware and make sure you have a plan to get to safety if you see that you're in imminent threat. As for north central U.S., looking at freeze warnings and frost alerts, definitely something we haven't seen a whole lot of so far this year. A lot of people are looking forward to it, so just make sure you're aware, cover your plants, and make sure they survive the cold weather coming. As for out west, looking at flash flood warnings and also a gale warning as that front is moving its way onshore. So just make sure you're aware. Don't put yourself into any dangerous situations. Moving into the northeast, see that rainfall from a low pressure system that's making its way off towards the Atlantic, bringing some rainfall, and we also have some tornado warnings in effect. So once again, make sure you're paying attention to these storms, staying up to date with your local forecast office, and keeping you and your family safe. Moving over to the central U.S., there's a high pressure system sitting over right now, so we're not seeing much rainfall, some coming into Bismarck right now, but overall some nice conditions, a little bit of cloud cover moving through, and that's mostly from that system that is moving in on the northwest. See that rainfall coming into Seattle and Portland right now, and that's not going to stop anytime soon. That rainfall is going to continue until that system manages to pass through. And hopefully that system will help with the drought. Seeing an ongoing drought with exceptionally dry in some areas. However, it's looking better than it was the past few weeks when that exceptionally dry extended way out here to Salt Lake City. So hopefully those conditions will improve and we can get out of that risk for having fires. As for the southeast, having some rainfall come through from that low pressure system up north, but overall it's actually staying pretty clear. Some scattered showers to look out for if you're in the southeast. So just make sure you're aware of that. As for today's storm outlook, looking at not much to be aware of, marginal risk and some regular thunderstorm risk. Again, for tomorrow as well. And in day 3, also looking at some chance for storms, but nothing too severe. As for tonight, 58 in Tallahassee, 42 in Denver, 40s across much of the west, getting to 30s some places up north, and down to up to 75 in Miami. As for tomorrow, looking at highs in the 70s and 80s down south, bit cooler up north with those 50s with that cold front coming through. But now we're going to take one last look at what's going on for our Tallahassee forecast.
Thanks, Melissa. Hopefully we get those colder temperatures as we see up north into Tallahassee, but we're probably going to see that into next week. Now looking over at Doak Campbell Stadium, you see a really, really nice sunset at 6:25. And then it's about partly cloudy, 78. With winds at 7 miles an hour. And then looking at the satellite radar, you see those rain coming in from the west, coming south of Tallahassee, and then with clear skies to the east. Looking at the dew points, Tallahassee is around 63, with Perry around 63, and then Thomasville is around 63. So very muggy, not like we had before when the cold front went through last weekend. And then looking at the temperature, you see right now it's around 78, with Thomasville around 77, and then Quincy around 77. And then looking at the wind speed, it's coming from the south, so it's 7 miles an hour in Tallahassee and 6 miles an hour in St. Mark's. Looking at the day planner forecast, it's going to be cloudy tomorrow with 70 degrees, and then cloudy tomorrow at 12 p.m. with 76. And then Sunday, it's going to be 84. Future radar, it's the clouds are coming from the west, and it's moving west towards Tallahassee on Friday, and hopefully we get clear skies tomorrow in the afternoon. And then looking at the week ahead, it's going to be around 30. It's 30% rain chance on Friday with a high of 83, and then the low of 66. And then on Saturday, it's going to be clear skies, great for the football game. It's at 12 o'clock. Hopefully we win that game and go 3-4, which is not really good, but it's something. And it's going to be 82, high of 82 and a low of 60. And on Sunday, nice temperature, 84 with a low of 60. And now I'm going to pass it along to the desk.
Thanks, Jason. I just want to say you did a great job today. It was Jason's first time on the show, and he did an awesome job giving us that local forecast right before our homecoming begins.
Yes, we love to have new talent on the show. We love to have new weathercasters. Look at this beautiful Florida weather. Not just Florida, but also like today that we saw a beautiful homecoming forecast. What's going on through the weekend, right?
Definitely. We're all looking forward to it. Hopefully we can manage to avoid those showers that might come through Friday and Saturday. But looking like it's going to actually shape up to be a pretty nice weekend to enjoy the week and the game. Hopefully we can pull off a win. Looking at, we won our last 2 games, so maybe we can do it.
Yes, hopefully this good weather brings us good luck. Not too many showers going on through the Tallahassee area whatsoever. Maybe through the rest of the country, like you said earlier in the show, Melissa, but overall, Florida's looking pretty good. Hopefully you're not in Panama City Beach, though.
Absolutely, and we are looking at some cold fronts that are going to be moving their way across the country in the coming days and weeks. So make sure you're looking out for that because we may see some cooler fall temperatures. Maybe we'll get some cooler temperatures for next week's Halloween, but we'll just have to wait and see.
That would be beautiful, though we don't want it too cold because I know a lot of people will be heading out on the town Halloween night and actually the whole weekend and possibly even the week if you feel like it.
That's right. But in the meantime, follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/FSU Weather and like us on Facebook at FSU Weather as well.
Yes, and hopefully you're watching us live on YouTube at FSU Weather. And, of course, follow us on Instagram at FSU Weather.
And make sure you send us your pictures. We'd love to have them on the show. If you have any pictures of your dog, we can use it in the dog walk forecast. So send in your pictures, and we'd love to see them and have them on the show.
Yes, absolutely. We love anything coming from our students, our fellow classmates, our peers, anything coming in. We really, really appreciate it.
Absolutely. But as for now, that's all we have for you tonight. I'm student meteorologist Melissa Geiger.
I'm student meteorologist Genevieve Rejock.
Have a great night, Tallahassee, and have a safe weekend.
Thank you.